Prime Minister Netanyahu is totally adamant that he won't compromise on his demand to keep Israeli troops along that southern Gaza border with Egypt, known as the Philadelphi Corridor. He says it's essential to block the flow of smuggled weapons and ammunition into Gaza that would wind up in the hands of Hamas and potentially could wind up killing more Israelis. Do you feel the Prime Minister is doing enough to prioritize bringing Omer and the other hostages home?
Listen, we are doing a deal with the devil, the worst terrorist organization in the world. But let me ask this question. For 20 years, close to 20 years, Prime Minister Netanyahu was in charge and making sure that this border is protected and flow of ammunition is not coming in. Where was he? Where was the army? And now that we are there, do you really think that few soldiers being there is going to make sure that tunnels are not being operated underneath them? I don't buy that. We look at it as a political excuse. We know there got to be a deal with the devil. Do the deal, bring the hostages, and later on do what you need to make sure that Israel is secure, not on the back of my child.
Orna, we've seen several days of very angry protests across all of Israel, hundreds of thousands of Israelis protesting over the government's failure to hammer out a hostage deal to bring those remaining hostages home. Does that give you any hope to see these demonstrations in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and elsewhere?
Israel is a democracy, and what you're seeing is the outrage of the Israeli people, of the hostage families, and of all Israeli society really coming out and saying, you need to do more. It's not enough. It's been 11 months. People are dying. We had 6 young people that were able to survive the horrible conditions of their captivity, only to be murdered last week. And it's just devastating. And what we're seeing in the streets is the outcry of the Israeli people that are demanding that our own people come home. ICE come home, that all the hostages come home. Without them coming home, Israeli society will not be able to recover.
And Wolf, I want to say the names of the American citizens that have been held in captivity in Gaza. With our son Omer, there is Eden, Sagi, and Keith that are considered alive. And we have Itai, Gadi, and Judy that are considered to be held as bodies in Gaza. All 7 of them must come home.